Good morning, everybody. This is Steve, A Thousand Year Home. My goal here is for one man out all by himself out in the middle of the Texas scrub to build a house that will last 1,000 years using contemporary materials and ancient natural materials as well, and mixed together in a composite. We'll see here. So what I'm working on is weatherizing all of my door cutouts, and also, I'm building them hella big, right? So normally people don't do this. So I'm using 6x6s for the door lintels all the way around. And I cut them yesterday, and I put them up, and they're heavy. They're probably over 100 pounds. And they're just super hard to work with, but they look like they're the right length. But when I balanced them out here, and I'm still mixing the video, you'll see where the weld bead is here, where they come down and hit. There's like a 1/4 inch, maybe a 3/16 of a weld bead there. I haven't measured yet. In addition to door jamb, I see the bottom, I wasn't real careful. And you can see that just from my hand that I've got a gap between the door jamb and the top. But the top comes out like it should. You know, it's flush with that. In fact, right there. So at some point in time, the door jamb starts warping in. And I've decided to cut some furring strips along there. I don't want to caulk something that thick. Also, I'll cut the notch out of the boards. So rather than work with these, which are super heavy, I've got a little cedar in there. And I'll go ahead and cut it out like a template so I can work with that. Get the notches set up, get the design set up. My goal today is to get these lintels on and bolted to the wall, and also turn around and then glue them in. Glue them in such that the rain will run away, so the glue will be in stripes like that, so if the rain gets in, it'll head away from the door jamb. It's sealed all the way around the wood, so I'll cut a little bit of the sealing around from there so that it's all even. I don't gotta strip it. And then you can see when I pass a bolt through like I did here, there's actually behind there's a bolt, you know, and then I come in with these decorative clavos and cover up the bolt. So it ends up looking really nice. Anyway, that is the goal today. So I've got a few minutes I think I could cut before my next meeting. I've got a few minutes I think I could cut that cedar 4x4 and get the template going so that I can work with that thing without killing myself with 150 pounds. The next time I bolt it up, will be the last time I want to bolt it up. So I want to move it one more, each one, touch it once. They're just terrible heavy, and it feels a little risky, to be honest. So, all right, I'll be adding to this video throughout the day as I do my work. Well, true to form, here's a high speed of me making those furring strips I talked about, where I'm making sure I can put the 6x6 in, and it'll all be reinforced and really nice. Okay, I've been running a stop motion on the work I'm doing around this door jamb, so there is no doubt in my mind that the people who can weld they have the advantage here, because I'm having to custom cut everything to fit. Let me rotate around. Oh, I know that it's hard to tell, but there are dents in this metal, and even though I pulled it tight, there's still dents in the metal. So when I bring a piece of wood and I place it here, it fits mostly, and then it'll walk one place or another as the dents show up. So, and then when I first built this door jamb here, I realized after I got it mounted that there was a slight cantilever up there. It had the proper depth, but because the wall was bowed while I was doing it, it gave me a visual mismarker, right? It gave me a visual mismarker, so that I lost this, and ultimately when I screwed it all tight, super tight, it drew in this part of the wall, which made me miss then where the door jamb actually was. So if you follow it down, you'll see that I put a 1/2 inch shim all the way down. Now I don't mind this, because you know this will give a slight angle to run the water off onto the deck. And once I get the earth bags in here, I don't think it'll matter. But You saw that all I had to custom cut and custom sand it to follow the metal. And then once I put those 6x6s and clamp them, boom, it'll draw it tight. And so I did that on both sides. Now this one over here, I staggered in order to accommodate the hinges, which are opening out because I want to have room in my bedroom without a 3-foot sweep in there. All these are handicap accessible doors. So anyway, I staggered it so the hinges fit. So when I put the piece of 6x6 here, the door should open that far. So let me take a look at it. Apologies for the shake. So, that's far enough. I don't need it to go all the way. If I needed to remove the door, I'd pull the pins, which I'm going to do when I clamp those 6x6s on. They are heavy and scary, so I'm going to pull the pins and clamp, then remove the door and clamp it. So I couldn't find my drill bit extensions to get all the way through a 6x6 into the metal. And so I had to order some new ones. So I'm not going to finish that door today after all, which is disappointing to me because definitely I wanted to get that done today. It's on the agenda. Now, I noticed I couldn't find them yesterday, so I ordered. And with Amazon one day out here in the country, sometimes I get it. But it is the weekend, so I'm not expecting it to show up. So, anyway, this is Steve, 1,000-Year Home. Listen, if you're out in nowhere and you can't weld like me, I am in the middle of a burn ban. That's a scary burn ban. And so my choice was to either not build or to use wood for framing and frame these things. And it's working. So if you're someplace and you don't have the ability to weld and don't have the equipment to weld, there is no reason why you can't cut these things out and still reinforce them with wooden headers like I'm doing. Let me rotate. Everything will end up looking similar to that window there. Since I can't finish the door, which was really a goal today, and I might even run into town to get an extension and just pay the $2.80 or whatever they are. But a half hour there, half hour back. That I'll work on that window. I'll cut the lumber to fit. It'll run into the same problem. I have a 6x6 on the roof that I need to attach, and that will be a ripped 6x6. And I think for the weight, that's a 4x4 there. I don't know. I don't know. I debated running 4x4s on there. The middle part's going to be a 6x6. The top is going to be a 6x6. Oh man, I don't know. We'll see. I've got the 6x6s for the side, but they're, as you saw, they're hugely heavy. They're so heavy that they make me pause before I start working with them. Anyway, nonetheless, I need the drill bit so that I can punch all the way through and attach these things and make them look awesome. So, and I think I've showed this before. I'll rotate. And behind that is a bolt, right? And so I've drawn that tight. So I'll scruff out the glue that I have in there as caulk, and then I'll caulk all the way around all of these things. This, I'm going to do something different than the rest of them. I'm actually going to, and I ordered it, and I have it here already, fiberglass this with, put a board here, a 2x4 here, and I'll fiberglass a little round protector, because this is not sticking as I expected. So, too hot, and so it's peeling up, and then it rains, and the rain hits the window and comes in through the gaps. Now the header is helping deflect rain, but I still have to build it so when the hurricanes blow from the south, I don't get a wet house. All right, so I guess I'll switch over to the window since I can't finish that door any further. Oh, I did find something I can do on the door while I wait for my drill bit extension to show up. Let me rotate. So you'll see when I cut this that I want it off flush. It's flush there to the door sill, but over here it's way up. So I need to chop that down. Also, this will be in the way, this hook. So I'm going to take my Sawzall and cut through all those. Ultimately, what I'm going to use for the sill, the bottom plate, is I'm going to cut this out and even leave the little rounded edge on it. here is a drip edge, so when water comes down the door, it'll hit that metal cap that I'm going to put on there and run back outside. And I'll put a little cap on this side too and notch the door frame or the door so that I've got a metal cap here. Maybe I'll go up 4 inches. If you've ever owned a house, you'll know that this is where it rots. The water drips down and splashes, and the door dries last here, and this rots. So my solution is to put a little metal here and there, and kind of the rain drops, it's going to not rot right there. So, and it is a cedar. But anyway, I'm going to cut through there. You'll see I already started. I'm a little ways in, so I'll cut all those out. Oh, I bent my blade a little bit. There we go. I'm just going to notch these so I can bend them this way, I guess. I'll bend them out this way. So I'll just notch them enough that I can bend them. I would like to cut them off, but I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish that. We'll try one. Well, we'll try it. Let me make sure it's far enough down. I think that'll work. I think if I get a hammer and bang that, that'll be okay. So I'll get both of those cut out, and then I can reach that one a little easier. Gonna be hot. All right, I let it cool every now and then. I got to change batteries anyway. I check my area, make sure I'm not too hot. It's pretty hot. Anyway, maybe I'll cut the rest of those off. That seems to be working there. I'm close. All right, I think I can break that off. Turn around, come back this way. All right, it's gonna get tough right there. The moral of the story is never ignore something while you're doing it. Always make it right. Otherwise, you'll end up doing rework like this. All right. Well, definitely struggling to get this done. Oh, all out of battery. Next. That's the other thing about this incredible heat, is that it just kills batteries. Even when I hide. All right, I went to the mailbox and found that Amazon had shipped me my 10-inch and 6-inch adapter for me to be able to drill out the doors. And I went to town and had a dinner, so let me rotate. All right, so before I can put the header in up on the outside and the jams on the outside, I have to drill through the outside and tie in those top posts, as well as I haven't drilled through and tied in those posts yet. So those I just do with stainless steel screws, and the tops I do with some lag bolts, 6 or 8 inch, 4 or 6 inch lag bolts. I may or may not drill in and tie it in there. I probably will pass through and tie into the header there. The header will eventually have a crown piece on the front of it. I'm sorry, you can't really see. The header will have a crown piece. I'm sorry about blinding you with the light. Right there, that'll go up to the ceiling. So I'll do something with that a little later. But for now, I am ready to proceed. And I've been working for a while. I put those dimensionally, they're in the right place. The logs, the ceiling joists are in the right place. The room above is for some I-beams that'll hold the concrete roof so it doesn't cave in, as well as some insulation, as well as rock wool insulation. So, but as I said earlier in today's thing, you can see that I'm feeling just a little peaked. So I think I'm all done except drilling out that those ceiling joists. I think I'll do those. Get those tied in tonight and then call it it is evening. Behind me you can see the setting sun. So I did plenty of work, that's for sure. Oh, I did some other things too that weren't caught on camera. Let me rotate. So I cleaned up the flashing all the way around it and got that inner jam ready to mount with these 6x6s. I'm going to pull the door pin off, so I went ahead and knocked all the pins out. They were upside down, so I'm going to flip the caps and put them in. You'll see that the log on the inside is already lagged in. Outside, you could see it. There's lag bolts coming through in several places. Sometimes I go from both sides and pinch it. Sometimes just one side. I was trying to draw the log straight up and down, and I got a pretty good job of it. You saw me, but actually everything overheated during the heat of the day. All my everything overheated my saw, but I did get this done and level. And like I say, I'll end up putting a sill door stoop there out of metal that comes right from the side of the building. So anyway, that's the last bit of anything I'm going to do. I'm going to drill those holes and tie those posts in on this side, and then I'll carry around the ladder for tomorrow morning and start on the other side. All right, I'm trying to post these as I go because it's too much when I end up with 10 or 15 or 20 little pieces of video. So all of this work of getting the exterior done is to get zero leaking, so that I can do the inside. I haven't decided if I'm going to do drywall yet or birch plywood. So the birch plywood's inviting to me because if I'm not perfect on the leakage, I'll be able to pull it back out and work on it. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But drywall is a commitment. So once I put it down, it's down. So I haven't decided yet. We'll find out. But you saw that one back bedroom is getting there, a little cloister vibe to it. So once I'm done with that, then I'll shoot the outside. What I'd like to do is when I'm all done, I'll have I guess a one Conex housewarming, because my neighbors are interested in what I'm doing for power and what I'm doing for water, and I haven't solved for everything. But I also need to build my model out here. I've bought all the stuff to build the model, and I haven't, so maybe I'll get that done here shortly. So this is Steve, 1,000-Year Homes. Outside of drilling those holes, I'm all done for this evening. And like, subscribe, keep following me. There'll be, I know once I get the inside of the house done and people can see it and visualize it. Right now, it's a little ugly thing, right? Let me wrote, it's a little ugly duckling. The plastic sticking out like it's been hit by a typhoon, and the doors doesn't have gray tape all over it, and blah blah blah. It looks awful. Underneath, you can see all my junk, but I have learned as an artist, I've written many books, and I've learned, don't show people your books until you're ready to show them your books. If they see the rough draft, they'll ask you why you're not. If you wrote it like Stephen King, they'll ask you why you didn't write it like I don't know, Rudyard Kipling or something. No matter what you do, somebody will come along and seek to change what you do. So you got to have the vision and present people a final thing. Very, very few. If you ever get a friend that you can talk with and they don't lose track of what you're talking about with your vision, that's a good friend, a really good friend, because most friends can't see a vision. So, but if you get one that can follow along, that's a good thing. All right, like, subscribe, join me. I'm lonely out here. I got 804, I looked today, subscribers. And YouTube patted me on the back by opening up community forum. And so they said, congratulations, community forum. That's not half bad for 2 or 3 months worth of videos. So I'm doing there almost 100,000 views, so across all of them. So, but like I said, even if I don't have anybody else join, I'm still doing this as a journal for me to keep track of what I'm doing, because I might continue to build these. I don't know. Maybe in Ireland I'll build them when I end up over there. All right. Yammer, yammer, yammer. Like, subscribe, and hit the alarm bell. Whatever it is people tell you to do it for me. I appreciate it much. All right, so I'm, no more than 48 inches between, and actually some of these are 41. They're matching the doors, the door lintels. So I put a I-beam in there, or a lag bolt into that beam, and it comes down around and joins this. Now, I've already gone outside and screwed that in. Here's another advantage of shipping containers. They have a self-leveling capability. If your eyeball follows the corrugation, then your beams will follow the corrugation. And indeed, I shot a level on this not too long ago. I don't know if you could see that. Level, all right? Then that's a little 3-foot level, but so now I put screws in that. I haven't put a lag bolt in there yet. I got to put a little block spacer in there. I will. So now I'm going to go over and I'm going to do that. So the way that I know how to go over and hit that, it's 5 corrugations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I did is I counted. I counted from the outside. So let's watch me drill one. All right, so here you can see I've already hit one. And all I did was count 9 corrugations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. 9. I didn't pull a tape measure at all. I do on the inside to make sure I know this one's level, right? So then I'll measure and make sure that one's level. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, I put an X. All right, so I'm going to do one low so you can see. These are titanium drill bits. They're expensive, but apologies for the noise. I'll mute it. I'll mute it when I mix the videos. So just put a titanium bit in there, and I kind of wobble it. All right. So you saw I wobbled it around a little bit, and it went. So now I've got the right spot for this. So I can feel already that I hit the beam. Let's see it dimple it right there. Yep. And already I'm going to guess that that's watertight even without me caulking it, but eventually I'll chase it down and I'll caulk it. So I'm just going to put 3 in tonight, and I probably will run out of daylight. I won't get the top piece. I have to put a little block in one. All right, so that's it for me for the day. This is I've already said like, subscribe. I know I have. All right, putting together a shipping container using cedar wood for supports. Eventually I'll have a poured patio on top. This is Steve, 1,000 Year Home.